So the DJI Air 3 was just released, and in today's video we're gonna go through an unboxing to see what you get with the Fly More combo. And I also want to answer some questions related to the Air 3S versus the Air 3 and whether or not I think you should upgrade if you already have the Air 3. So let's start with an unboxing and let's see what you get in the Fly More combo. The first thing you'll see is the included premium shoulder bag, one of the best looking shoulder bags in my opinion. It has a premium feel to it and it looks really good, and it can also carry everything you need, including a few additional accessories like ND filters, the wide angle lens, a charging cable and a power bank, and even an action camera. I was also traveling around here in Norway for a couple of weeks with this bag to see and to create my honest review of the Air 3S as a travel drone to see if this could become my new primary drone. So I highly recommend that you check out that video down below, and I guarantee you that this is the review you want to see. So check it out down there. Now inside the shoulder bag here we also find all the goodies lined up in a perfect order. So we have a set of spare propellers here, which is always nice to have, and a tip here is to change the propellers every 6 months. The more you take it in and out of your bag, the more tear you're gonna put on the propellers, and this can actually result in lower battery life and strange sounds, and also the overall performance of the drone. So I do recommend that you change them out if you fly your drone a lot. Next we have the included ND filter set here. So we have ND8, ND32 and also ND128, and this is something I recommend that you use with this drone. It has a fixed aperture of f1.8 on the main wide angle camera lens here and f2.8 on the 3x telephoto lens on the top here. So in order to get the best possible image quality on the main camera here, because it has such a bright aperture, you would need to use an ND filter in order to lower the shutter speed and make the image look more natural. But like I said, if you check out my cinematic review of the Air 3S, you will see how these filters performs in, real life use. The next one here is the RC2 controller, and I mean, this is such an amazing controller. And what's good about this now is that if you already have the Mini 4 Pro, for example, or just got the DJI Neo and the RC2 controller, you can use this with the Air 3S, which is fantastic. So now I have one controller that I can use with all my most used drones, so the Air 3S, the Mini 4 Pro and the DJI Neo. And this is something I really love with DJI because they make things compatible with each other. So when there's a new device on the market, you're able to use the same controller you bought a year ago, which makes upgrading to a new drone more affordable for a lot of people. The RC2 does also have 700 nits brightness, so it's not the brightest one, but it works perfectly fine even in sunlight if you're out flying. So compared to a smartphone, for example, the RC2 doesn't dim down even when it gets hot outside, which is one of the reasons I love using this one compared to a phone. Even if the phone has like a 1500 or 2000 nits brightness, the RC2 controller is much more reliable, and the worst thing that can happen is if my iPhone dims all the way down, I'm not able to see what I'm recording, and I will just instantly hit the return to home button for it to come back home because I can't really see where I am because the screen is completely black. So that's the main reason I recommend the RC2 controller. It's a fantastic remote, and it keeps on delivering on every single flight. You will also get this charging hub with 2 extra batteries, which I believe is the same batteries as we have with the Air 3, which was released last year. The charging hub has a good feel to it, and it keeps the batteries in place by a locking mechanism at the bottom here, so there's no risk of the batteries falling out. And if you find yourself in a tricky situation, you can also use this as a power bank just in case your phone or other devices are running low on battery, which is always appreciated with these charging hubs. There's also some included paper, a start guide, and a QR code for some tutorials if you should have any questions about how to set things up, or if you just need some creative ideas. And last but not least, the Air 3S. The Air 3S has a premium feel to it and is made out of durable plastic and aluminum alloy to give you a high quality drone weighing less than 800 grams. And we also see all the safety sensors here, including LiDAR, infrared, and a 360 avoidance system, which makes this the safest drone to fly at this current time. And at the back of the drone here, we have a compartment for the micro SD card and a USB-C port for charging or transferring the files. Now, the drone itself is classified as a C1 drone and has a noise level of 81 decibels. So that basically rounds up everything that you get with the Fly More combo. The question is, should you upgrade if you already have the Air 3? And is there a huge difference between these two after the social media compression? Unfortunately for me, I don't have the Air 3 myself, but over the years, I've been watching numerous videos and compared them to the Mavic 3 Classic, the Mini 4 Pro, and even the Mini 3 Pro, and now the Air 3S. And from what I've seen on YouTube, both on my smartphone, monitor, and my TV, from what I can see, there's not a huge difference that separates the Air 3S from the Air 3. They both look quite equal from my perspective and what I've seen so far. And it's the same if you had watched my comparison between the Air 3S and the Air 3, but this time I had to go and watch other comparisons and other videos on the Air 3 to kind of see it with my own eyes, because there is a lot of compression going into YouTube when you upload these videos, so you're never going to get the full potential from these drones. So after the compression between the Air 3S and the Air 3, there is not a huge difference to my eyes. Of course, we have the 1-inch sensor that plays a huge role, and not to mention the next generation safety system, which the Air 3S has. But the Air 3 has a dedicated low light mode, which we don't have with the Air 3S yet. So we might be able to see this with a firmware update in the future. But as of now, the Air 3 gives you the option for a one-tap low light video shooting mode, which looks amazing, where the Air 3S requires a little bit more work in order to get the optimal low light videos, because you have to shoot in D-Log-M and you have to do a lot of color correction and tweaking in post. So my thoughts on this and my opinion is that if you already have the Air 3, I actually don't see a reason to upgrade. Of course, that is if you don't need the latest technology and the latest safety features and the 1-inch sensor. Personally, I love the Air 3S and I couldn't be more happier with its performance, and I've been able to capture videos that I wouldn't be able to capture with the Mini 4 Pro, for example, even the Mavic 3 Classic, which I previously owned. So when it comes to the Air 3 versus the Air 3S, I think if you already have the Air 3, you have the best of both worlds already, with the dual 1/1.3-inch CMOS sensor, both for the wide angle lens and the telephoto lens, which is already giving amazing results. So I guess it rather comes down to what you prefer, and if you're willing to sell your Air 3 to get the Air 3S, which has that 1-inch sensor, and potentially sell the Air 3 with a little bit of a loss and then spit in the extra cash to get the Air 3S. So that's going to be a decision you have to make. I'm extremely happy with the Air 3S, and the 1-inch sensor has a huge, or plays a huge role in that part, along with the telephoto lens. And if you want to see a comparison of the Air 3S versus the Mini 4 Pro and my honest opinion on that, let me know in the comments below as well. Also, make sure to check out my cinematic review of the Air 3S so you can get an idea of what this actually looks like when you're out traveling without all the specs and stuff that you will find on DJI's website. Anyway, so that's everything for today's video. A quick unboxing of the Air 3S, Fly More combo, and what you get, and my thoughts on the upgrades. Do you have any thoughts on the Air 3 versus the Air 3S? Let me know in the comments below. I really want to hear your thoughts on this. And also don't forget to subscribe, like, and turn the notifications on so you don't miss the upcoming videos. So until next time, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.